Most of the students, when it comes time to graduate, don't want to leave.
They're really passionate about it. They're here every day. They're here early. They stay late. They come in on the weekend.
We have to kick them out of school because they want to stay here throughout the night if we let them.
They come in whenever the building's open. They really love it.
You're inspired to work, essentially, because you have this drive, and the drive is that you love what you're working on. To get up every morning and come into some place where you're that excited is, I think, actually a gift, because I think a lot of people don't have that.
I love to create, and I think most people do to a certain extent, no matter what sort of job you do in this world. We like to create something that's useful and appreciated.
I really, in general, find all the students to be incredibly curious and kind of, I would say, lifelong learners.
It just seems so amazing and important, and I couldn't believe that you could make something so beautiful.
That amazes me, that I can take something that's so raw as lumber and end up being so valued for its practicality and its aesthetic beauty. So I think that's amazing.
I played for many, many years before I ever saw the inner workings of the piano, and that's just fascinating from an engineering point of view.
You learn best when you love what you're learning, and I feel like that's something that I notice in a lot of students here, that they love what they're learning and they're really committed to learning as much as they can in this environment and also doing their best.
It's that passion that I think each one of the students, no matter what the course is, exhibits. And it's contagious. You walk in here and people are working at their bench, and then they have these beautiful things that they're making.
It's really empowering. The learning here is empowering.
We came here 4 years ago as a refugee, and because my husband's Kurdish, and he was a locksmith in Turkey. When we came here, nobody hired us because we didn't have any experience here, and we're trying to get jobs from some locksmith. After that, we realized we don't know anything here about locksmithing because everything is different. And we heard about this school, and my husband don't have time to come and learn anything here because somebody needs to make money to pay bill. And he said, you need to go to school, learn and teach me. This is just the way it can work. And I'm here.
I still look at it and can't believe I made it. It's very humbling to be able to do this, and to think that I could do it again with maybe another piece. It's exciting, it's motivating, it makes me want to get out there and start doing it more and more.
I happen to be building a Salem secretary, and Bob Veely came to the school. He put me on his national television show, which got me national exposure.
It's empowering, and I do try to come back here, and I remember that and try to pass it on. Working with my hands, I have found for me is to be just incredibly satisfying. I sleep better. It's taken a lot of the stress out of my life that a desk job put in. If I had found this school when I was young, my life would look different.
I was doing forms for the big dig and high-rise construction, and everything was just good enough. Just get it done and move on. And you know, no one talked to me about museums or artists or anything like of that fact. I mean, I don't even think I walked into a museum before I got to this school, to be honest with you. Now, I just got back from New York City last weekend. I was at the Met, you know, because I'm eyeballing a piece that I want to make. And I get up, I do my own thing now, I'm at work, and nothing's ever good enough, you know? And I think that's the challenge for me, because nothing in my work is ever good enough for me. You know, it is what it is, and I'm always striving to be just a little bit better and take the extra time to try to make it just that much better, and that's worlds away from where I was before.
The nice thing about this field too is that they'll come here, they have this intense training for 2 years, they leave, and then they spend the rest of their life continuing to learn the trade.
Since the professors are out, our instructors are out there actively tuning and trading off different days to come and work with us, they bring in stories from the field. They tell us about, okay, I ran into this piano, it had this particular problem, and it keeps the material fresh for us and really helps us make the transition from student to professional.
All like the little things that it takes to make a piece of furniture, I learned here.
What it takes to be a really good carpenter is a thought process as much as an ability to use your hands.
I think the best carpenters at Pomeroy Company are from North Benson School, and probably the best carpenters in Boston are from North Benson School.
The goals for the program are to give people some skills and give them some problems to be able to solve. And every time the problems are particularly unique.
You know, we give them a very good foundation here as to what bookbinding is, but there's so much more to learn and so many more skills to develop that, you know, if they bind until they're 80, they'll be learning the last day that they're working.
You know, you start off and the first time you fit corner miters on your purfling channel or try and carve a scroll, no matter what you do, it's not right. And you keep going and you keep going, and then finally you reach a point where it's almost skills that become natural to you. It's sort of fun to see that happen, yeah.
It's a pretty tight-knit community. All but 2 or 3 of the instructors in the whole school went through the programs that they're teaching. That plays a big part in how it feels here.
I think from the students, I feel like I've made a lot of friends. It's a real camaraderie with the people that I've been at the school with, whether I've been a teacher or a student.
Well, a lot of people don't even think that anyone makes violins anymore. Maybe they assume that they're all produced in factories in China, which a lot of them are.
As a preservation student, we get to work with original New England materials, including some that have been in houses for 200-300 years.
There's a lot of stuff out in the world that's not that well made, and I think that the general public gets used to seeing that and maybe doesn't understand really what we do. These are pieces that can be handed down from generation to generation, and I hope that that never gets lost.
I think the school is an incredible resource, and the more I found out about the school and the more I experienced the school, the more committed I am to that as an idea.
I think it's unique. I think the school offers folks an opportunity to learn something that you can't learn anywhere else.
We need to make sure that this school continues.
And we need to strengthen what we have, but never lose sight of what made us what we are today.
It comes in waves. You don't actually realize you've gotten to a point until after you've arrived, and you look back and you think, wow, how the hell did I do that?